another example of integration by substitution. We haven't done one with e, so we'll do this one. The integral between 1 and 3 of e to the minus 3t dt. How do we know what substitution to make it? We've got to make this easier so we can actually just use our table of integrals that we've learned. And we know that the integral of, say, e to the t is e to the t. So maybe if we just make u equal minus 3t. So that'll be our first step. So let u equals minus 3t. And what's our next step? So then we'll get e to the u. Now that's easy. The integral of e to the u with respect to u is du. So our next step is to find du dt. So du dt is equal to minus 3. So the integral of minus 3t is just negative 3. And as I've said, a quick way to get dt by itself is just to swap these two. So we've got du over negative 3 equals dt. Now this only works when you've got a single entity here, and all of whatever's there has to come down below. So we've got du over negative 3 equals dt. So we've got our dt, which we can do a substitution up there for. We've got negative 3t, which we can do that, but we have not got these in u values yet. They are still t values. So if u equals negative 3t, then when t equals 1, u equals negative 3 times 1, negative 3. And when t equals, our upper limit here is 3, u equals negative 9. Okay, so that's the next step. Now we do the substitution in and do the integration. So therefore the integral between 1 and 3 of e to the minus 3t dt, just write the original question, is equal to the integral. We're going to do an integral with respect to u. So these are going to be u values. So that'll be between negative 3 and negative 9 e. We'll do our substitution there. We've got u equals that, so that'll be equal to e to the u. Now dt, instead of writing dt down here, we write du over negative 3. How do we cope with that? Well, we can just put that negative 3 down underneath there. That's fine, but that's what I've done in the past, but this negative 1/3 can come out the front. So it'll be negative 1/3 the integral of e to the u du between negative 3 and negative 9. Alright, so you could have put that negative 3 under there and then in the square brackets, that'll be fine. But I'll just do it a different way. You do it whichever way you find easiest. So I'll put the negative 1/3 at the front, so that's negative 1/3. Now what is the integral of e to the u with respect to u? The integral of e to the u with respect to u is just e to the u. And that's negative 3 and negative 9. The next step is to substitute in these values. So that'll be equal to e to the minus 9, put in the top value first, minus e to the minus 3. And when you work that out, you multiply your answer by negative 1/3. And as a final answer, you should get 0.0166. So just evaluate that on your calculator using your e to the x button on your calculator, and work the bracket out and then multiply by negative 1/3, and you get that as an answer. So substitution works on a number. It doesn't work on everyone. We'll talk about one a little bit later.